Everybody, Ravens fans, Oriole fans, welcome to the Ravery Sports Podcast, our our post game edition after the Ravens victory today in Arizona. So the Ravens 31 to 24 over the Arizona Cardinals today. Um, I thought the Ravens actually played well enough to win. They did win. Um, I wasn't look. There's a such thing in sports, everybody, as a trap game. Okay, so like sometimes you have games and they're what they call trap games. Okay, so you play a big game the week before, and then you don't play as well, the following week. You get circle a game on the calendar, you get hyped up, and you play, and then you play the next game, and it's not as good as the previous one. Um, I thought the Ravens social media was way too hard on him today. Social media is a tough thing sometimes. You like certain things, you don't like certain things. Twitter can be kind of negative. Certain things can be kind of negative, but overall, I mean, they won the game and they won it pretty handily. I thought the score really wasn't vindicative of the final outcome. The At the end of the game, the Ravens kind of played prevent defense. Aguilar, I don't know what he was thinking on that onside kick. He kind of really wasn't aggressive. They kicked it to him again. He actually did it correctly. They got the ball back, but this game was never in doubt for the most part. Josh Dobbs is not an NFL starting quarterback against this defense. Pretty much for the most part had their way with him, and they did an excellent job in actually getting the victory today. Oh, Gus Bus. Finally, we had Gus Edwards go ahead and get some carries. Finally, I think this is the first game I remember he had a few more, but he had like 19 carries today at 80 yards and he scored 3 touchdowns. This was the first game I've seen in a while. Real commitment to run game. This was more old school like Ravens, more commitment to the run game, more commitment to getting the ball on the ground, more commitment to doing things like that, really pounding the ball up the middle. I don't know for the life of me. I don't understand why you're not running Gus Edwards more. I don't get it. Gus Edwards, I think, is definitely a guy, especially situation today, perfect. Didn't need at the end to score 3 more touchdowns in the year. What you need to do, run the ball on the ground, pound it out, get the TDs, get the yards, run the clock. Perfect. That's exactly what they did at the end of the game. So Gus Edwards was outstanding today, I thought. He had 3 touchdowns in this one. Gus was really, really good. I think also, too, in this one, Geno Stone and Brandon Stevens are making a lot of money. Brandon Stevens, I think, there was a stat during the game, one of the announcers was saying that Brandon Stevens has been thrown at more than any DB in the league. That makes a lot of sense considering he's relatively inexperienced at corner and he is on the other side the last few games of Marlon Humphrey, so you don't want to throw over there. And he's really answered the bell. I thought it was funny. The one he got that was tremendous athleticism to say the least. Diving and getting that ball out of the sky, that was tremendous. I thought it was. Also, too, he almost got the one Geno Smith got. Like that it was a horrible pass from Josh Dobbs. It was just plain awful. But Geno Stone actually jumped ahead of him to actually get it and get in a better position and get the interception. That's now 5 picked interceptions total for Geno Stone. He is leading the NFL in interceptions, and he's not even really an officially starter on his whole team. He's filling in. He's been filling in all year for Marcus Williams. Didn't play again today. Kyle Hamilton missed a game or two, so he filled in for him. I think, Geno Stone's been fantastic as well. Justin Matabuke again today, another sack. Fantastic. Matabuke is wreaking a lot of havoc. He might be pricing himself out as well of the Ravens, like what they're willing to do at that position. We will see how that goes in the offseason. We're skipping way ahead. But he He's been fantastic. I think Justin Madubuike has been fantastic. He's got 6.5 sacks now. Um, I think he's been your best player on that side on the line as far as all your line guys as well. I thought but they're pushing the pocket a lot. I mean, these quarterbacks, it doesn't matter who they're playing, they're not getting time to throw like that. Whoever it was, Dobbs was rushed a lot until he actually played prevent and actually kind of backed off. They're getting rushed a lot. I thought they did outstanding defense. Stats on the screen were compared to the 2000 Ravens. That's almost sacrilegious to say, but these guys get after it. They don't actually have an outstanding pass rusher in general, so that's true. But they are really getting after it. They are really being aggressive. I thought the defense was the reason that you won today. The defense was really good. Lamar Jackson. Lamar was, I thought, fine today. I tell you what, though, I say it. I think I've said this before, and I'm gonna keep the reason Lamar is good in the red zone is because of Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is outstanding round the goal line. That's what's so vitally important. So, and I think John Harbaugh's always done that. You don't need 350 yards. If I'm going to convert every time I get down in the red zone, and I have Lamar Jackson and I have Mark Andrews, that's a huge thing to actually go ahead and do when you have that type of talent down in the red zone. So excellent work today by Mark Andrews getting a touchdown. Receivers, they're paying more attention to Zay Flowers now. That's a fact. He didn't have as many yards today. I think he had 3.8 yards. They're definitely now watching him more. He's the guy they're paying the most attention to. This is why Bateman was alive today. Bateman today had a better game. Odell, I say this. He, at the end of the game, at that play in the fourth quarter, where he actually got the pass interference, getting the ball, would have had a touchdown in the end zone, but the pass was interfered. I mean, you saw it on the sideline. I don't know if everybody saw it, but if you watched the game, you saw it. He took his helmet off and he slammed it to the turf in frustration because he didn't have any catches. He didn't get that. He didn't get a touchdown. He wanted the touchdown today. I think Odell's fine. I think he's just not the focal point. I think it's clear. Zay Flowers is the focal point of the offense. Bateman was good today, and they're paying more attention to Flowers. I think this is why the numbers were down a bit. So they're going to have to make some adjustments on offense, see how you can do some new stuff, maybe to get Odell the ball, get Flowers the ball while you're going ahead and getting squared away. So those are things that you have to look at. Ronnie Stanley, every time I think Stanley's back to his pre-injury form, he has a game like today where he kind of just he's inconsistent at times now. He just at times, I see him today. I've seen him a couple times today. It just just wasn't there for him. So I think some weeks, most weeks, he's really good. Some weeks, I didn't think he was that good today. I thought the line in general wasn't as good today, but they pretty much were good enough to win, I thought. So we will see how this goes going forward. Ravens, I think, were successful. Good teams win also too, even when you don't play your best game. You don't play your best game some weeks and you still win. So that's the mark of a good football team. That's the mark of a team that's good enough to win and go all the way through. Couple things before we get out of here. Definitely, I was remiss. I was so excited about the game. Genesis Notary Services definitely is our business that we have. I will go out in the local area here, Shenandoah Valley area, and go ahead and stamp the documents for you with care. That is our slogan. We really mean that. We really help you stamp your documents and get you squared away. Go on our website, ravorisports.company.site. You can get jerseys just like this one I got on here, the 52 Ray Lewis jersey. You can go ahead and get on there. And on November 6th, this week, Coming, well, not this week quite, but coming pretty soon, our Maryland basketball preview. You're going to go ahead and check us out. We're going to talk all that night. Let's talk about it one more time. Ravens over Arizona, 31-24 in the desert. We will drop our podcast this week, our full podcast, and go over all the games. Seattle Seahawks today. That's the next opponent. So they had a tough time today with the Browns. So let's go ahead and talk about that on our podcast as we go forward next week with the Ravery Sports podcast. See you this week on our regular podcast. Have a good day.